2%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men actually voting more for him, and you have and black men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president.
Right.
So why do you think that uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms, and why do you think Latino men voted in favor of someone that's going to deport, says he's going to deport the majority of his community?
White women like being called uneducated white women. I think the economy matters, national security matters.
Oh boy, The View host Sunny Hostin there calling some white women who voted for President-elect Trump uneducated. Following those comments and even a correction by her co-panelist, Hostin corrected herself to say the term that she should have used was, quote, non-college educated white women.
Okay, all cleaned up now. Michaela Montgomery is CEO of Conserve the Culture. Remember her gaining national attention, speaking to former President Trump at a Chick-fil-A in Georgia. Memorable moment. Irit Tratt is here, the co-chair of Trump 47 Women's Leadership Coalition. Thank you both for being on. We appreciate that. So Sunny Hostin makes these comments, somewhat of a retraction or clarification, if you will. Michaela, can you talk to that point and really the View and how it's been off the mark of the American people?
Well, The View historically has always been extremely biased, and for whatever reason, it seems like almost all the panelists suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. Additionally, to call the women voters white women uneducated and then try to clarify and say that, oh, we meant not college educated. There's no level of education required to understand that you're paying more for groceries now than you were 4 years ago. There's no level of education that is like a minimal requirement to understand that other countries are upset with us and are sending looming threats to us. And until President Trump was elected, nobody cared about peace. And all of a sudden, people called for peace. You don't have to have a certain level of education to understand that your status quo, you're not happy with it, and therefore you want better. There's no level of education needed to want better for yourself. So the fact that they would go out and call almost 60 million Americans uneducated, it is crazy to me. These women are the women who are putting the meals on the table at night. These are the women who are doing homework with their kids at night. These are the women who are having to explain why you have to treat everyone with respect. You understand? Yeah. So these women do not want inflation. These women do not want you to confuse their children with this gender nonsense. These women do not want to have to explain to their son why tampons are available for free in his bathroom, yet your daughter still has to dig for quarters in her pocket.
So true.
You don't have to have a college education to understand that there is something wrong with that.
Yeah. Ivy League degrees versus common sense, which is free. Irit, let's move on to this. Reports indicate that Harris did not make more inroads among women than even President Biden or former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton that they did in 2020 and 2016, despite VP Harris's efforts to call these women out on social media or have her brat summer. I mean, I guess it didn't end up working. Why do you think that's the case?
It didn't work, did it? Radical Democrats, not centrist Democrats, radical Democrats have been trying to paint President-elect Donald Trump as a misogynist for years, and it backfired. Heck, he just made history yesterday by announcing the first female White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles. That's incredible news. Congratulations to her. But President-elect Donald Trump is reshaping the way American women view the Republican Party because he's speaking to us as American women and not as a monolithic voting bloc that he's trying to pigeonhole into the abortion issue. Look, American women, we are a kind, tolerant, and open people. But over the years, it increasingly felt like Democrats were trying to manipulate and extort our kindness by introducing radical left-wing policies into our neighborhoods, into our schools. We want to stop the overcrowding of our classrooms with illegal migrants who shouldn't be there in the first place. We want transparency in our schools. We want to make sure that our kids are learning reading, writing, and arithmetic and not being infused by some radical gender ideology. President-elect Donald Trump heard these concerns. He treated us respectfully, with authenticity, and American women delivered and rejected Kamala Harris.
Information. Truth is freedom. is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.